Hello once again. So we are today going to start with some concepts of economics, and the first and the most important, the fundamental concept that I want to teach you about, from which lot of other concepts take place, is the PPF, Production Possibility Frontier. Production Possibility Frontier is a concept or is a diagram which makes you understand what is the maximum possible production given the resources and given the technology. So production possibility frontier depicts the maximum possible production or the production which cannot be more than that given the resources and technology. So say for example, given the technology, from 1 acre of land, I can grow at the most say 3000 kg of rice. Then I would not be able to grow more than 3000 kg of rice per hectare unless the technology changes. So maximum possible production. Nowhere on the earth, nobody else can make more than what is depicted over there. It shows you the maximum possible production given the technology and given the resources. Okay, so if for example the resources increase, in the sense that suddenly the earthlings have decided that they will go and stay in Mars and now get the resources of Mars also to help out in the production of Earth, then suddenly your resources increase and now you will be able to have much more production possible. So your production possibility frontier will become more. Okay, so production possibility frontier depends on two things. One is the technology and one is the resources. Okay? So and how does it look? So let me show you how the production possibility frontier looks. It is a concave curve. Yeah, so this is how the production possibility frontier looks. And the production possibility frontier here is two-dimensional. So here what I've done is, I have taken the example of say a Hitler economy. So the Hitler economy, say if I take two products which the Hitler economy would have chosen, then those two products would have been food and gun. So either you use your resources, you put in your investment into buying seeds, buying fertilizers and things like that, and you grow food, or you invest all your resources in the military equipment factory and you are making guns. So these are say the two options that the Hitler economy had, that use your resources either to make food or to make guns. Okay, and the maximum resources that you can put in into production of food will get you so much of food production and not more than that. So this is the maximum possible production that you can have of food, and similarly this is the maximum possible production of guns that you can have given the resources. When you are here, you are not using your resources at all for food. When you are here, you are not using your resources at all for guns. Okay, so and these are the intermediate points where here you are making more food and less of guns. Here you are making more of guns and less of food. Okay, so when there is no war, you would want to be somewhere over here where you have of course some production of the military equipment, but you are not going to be producing a lot of it because you need food more. You are into a war already. If you are into the war, then you are going to be here where you will be using more and more of your uh, military equipment and less of the consumer goods. So less of food and more of gun. You would rather not come here, because then instead of people dying through war, you would have people start dying through hunger. So but these are the choices that the economy can make. So these choices are depicted by production possibility frontier, where you have either all the food or all the guns and the points in between. Now notice one thing, this is a concave curve, and remember that whenever you want to make a PPF, the PPF will have to be a concave curve. Okay, so you can make it deeper, so you can make it more like this or something like that, but it will have to have a concave shape, that is for sure. Okay, so this was one example of PPF where you have taken the guns and food and a Hitler economy. Now let's think of some other economy and a more realistic example of a two-dimensional economy, and that is when the cave people finally decided to discovered how to do agriculture. So this is when the settled civilization started happening as far as human beings were concerned. So the settled civilization started with learning of agriculture, and when that phase started, there were very few human beings on earth. So what that meant was that land was abundant. There was so much of land available, and compared to that, there were very few people. So the amount of land that you can cultivate depended on or your own capacity as to how much land you will be able to cultivate, how much land you will be able to control. Okay, so say for example, there is a person who decides that I want to cultivate, so makes a group of 4 people. They all come together. They have to clear the forest, they have to clear the bushes, they have to level the land. They do all of that, and now they are ready to cultivate. Now when they are ready to cultivate, they have to decide what is it that they are going to grow. And do you know what are the first crops that were grown as far as agriculture was concerned? What were the things that human beings learned to grow first? And just to give you a hint, we still eat all of this. And 2 of them that I'm going to talk about are one of the most basic foods of human beings even today. So wheat was one of the first crops that they learned to grow, and the second was chana, incidentally. So your production possibility frontier will now have wheat on the x-axis and chana on the y-axis. Okay, so they have started growing that, and as I told you, if they use the entire land for wheat, then you would be on the point where the PPF is touching the x-axis, and if they decide to grow chana, it will be on the point where the PPF is touching the y-axis. Okay, so this is how you will be growing doing the PPF once again. Same cow, but the names on the x and y axis change. Now, after sorry, the line had gotten cut. So I was saying that after the cave persons started cultivating, and after they learned that you can use fertilizers, that you can use irrigation, and your production would become more and more, what happened was the total agricultural production started growing up and up. So if I put it in other phrase, that meant that the production possibilities were expanding. The frontiers of production were expanding. You are growing further and further with the same piece of land. Now you can grow more and more because the technology of production has changed. And then how would we show that? So when we try to show this on a curve, wait, my computer is thinking and it is not, okay. So this is how the production possibility frontier would expand. Notice that the curve would be shifting parallelly. That means that if I have learned how to grow food in general or agricultural crops in general, because I am putting more fertilizers or more water or whatever, so all crops, whatever I grow is going to be growing faster, which means that the production possibility frontier would expand and expand and expand. It would go further and further up. Okay, so it is going like that. It is growing and growing and growing. Okay, so that is as far as the expansion is concerned. If all resources, I mean, technology changes for all the options, whether it is wheat or chana. Now, over a period of time, what happened was that we went into green revolution. When green revolution came, we learned how to grow wheat very well first. The first wonder seeds that came for green revolution were the wheat seeds. And you know something? The production increased by almost 500 to 600%. So if you were able to get 1000 kg out of this piece of land using the HYV seeds of wheat and the HYV technology, you would be able to get 600 kg from the same piece of land. That was the change that Green Revolution brought. Green Revolution brought. But Green Revolution, as I said, first affected wheat, and chana got affected very, very less. And even today, we do not have such a great technology for chana as we have for wheat. So, if I want to show that the technology changed for wheat, but the technology has not yet changed for chana, then what I show is something like this, where this is your original production possibility frontier, and this is how it changes, where its slope changes, and you are showing that wheat now, with the same resources, because of the change in technology, can be more, but chana, because the technology has not changed, would remain the same. So this is how you will depict change in technology when you have one technology, only technology for just one product changing, technology for the second product remaining the same. Similarly, if the wheat technology had not changed, but the chana technology had changed, then this curve is slightly wrong. Here it should be meeting. So the wheat production would remain the same, and here the chana production would change. So that is what these technologies are showing. So this is what you needed to understand as far as the PPF was concerned. And now just one more thing that I also wanted to tell you was that um, when we are talking about the production possibility frontier, and when we are saying that this is the maximum possible production possible with the given technology and resources, what if we are somewhere over here inside the PPF? What that means is that although we are trying to grow the same resources with the same technology, somehow we are not able to reach the frontiers of production. We are falling short. Might be because we have not mastered the technology, might be because our human resources are not properly trained, might be because we do very wasteful consumption of resources, but there are inefficiencies involved, and these inefficiencies cause us to be inside the PPF. And it is sad to know that as far as India is concerned, for most of the production of the products, whether this is agricultural or whether this is industrial, we are actually inside the PPF. And the products for which I might be at the frontiers of production are things like, say, IT, things like, say, handicrafts and handlooms. These are the kind of things where we are actually at the frontier of production. But otherwise, we are somewhere inside. So that's what I wanted you to know as far as this lecture is concerned. And in the next lecture, we will be talking about the inefficiencies of production, and when you are inside the PPF, what are the types of inefficiencies which make you remain inside the PPF. So we will be talking about this in the next class. Okay, so thank you. Have a very nice day.